three types of simple bullets. You can have circle, disc, or square. Remember, it defaults to circle, so you never really have to say type is equal to circle, because it will do that anyway. The entire list has to be enclosed in unordered list tags, and then regardless of whether you're creating an ordered list or an unordered list, every item in the list has to be inside an li tags. And remember that li tag includes a break, so you don't need a break tag unless you specifically want to have a blank line or something. It's the type attribute that defines the type of bullet, and there you can see that over there, yeah. If I don't put in the type, it comes up as just a coloured in circle. And then if I want to change that, or something else, and I thought I put in another one. If I want to change that, I have to put in type is equal to circle or type is equal to square. Okay, so let's change these to numbered bullets. I'm going to make that like, oops, like that. I'm going to make that like that. And then I'm going to make that. And what am I going to do? Like that. Just this one here is type is equal to 1. That creates that. This one is type is equal to A, and this one is type is equal to I, as in the Roman numeral I. We all know Roman numerals can go to mass, yeah, and the stations of the cross, so you should be able to count up to at least 12 in Roman numerals. Once we got to the millennium, I got a bit confused. I don't know if they still show it on TV programs. You see at the end, you know, C, copyright, MCMLXVIII. But these days, what was it? What year is it now? 2012. What's that in? Is it NM?
X, what, II?
NMXX, NMXII. Yeah, so N is 1,000. So NM is 2,000. X is 10, and then XII would be 12. So NMXII is 2012. There you go. So the same thing applies as before. Each item needs to be list item tagged, except this time the entire list is enclosed in OL instead of UL. When the browser sees OL, it will make sequential bullet. If you don't have a type specified, it can default to 1. But if you want to change the type to letters, then put in type equal to A. If you want to use Roman numerals, put in type equal to I. Just other things you can do with number of bullets. Specific to the OL tag, I've never seen it used with any other tag. But you can specify where or what number or what value the list should start. For example, me trying to type the letter R. That's coming up with some sort of devil type symbol, maybe some something. Start is equal to you can do with the ordered lists. Once you understand how lists work, it's very easy to change them around. So, well, firstly, I can't have type single circle with an ordered list. I'm going to take that out. If I just save this for a second, and let's see what our current list looks like. So because I've taken the type out, it will revert to a coloured in circle. But just to show you how easy it is to change it around, all I have to do is change one letter. So change the UL to OL. And because I don't have any attributes in the opening tag, it will just create a standard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 list, as you can see. So it's exactly the same. You need to have list items, and it's really the OL or the UL which is telling the browser what type of bullet to create. In the same way, and I mean they stole this idea from Word anyway, in the same way that in Word you've got two buttons for bullets. This button is for symbol bullets, this button is for number bullets. So clicking the symbol bullets button is equivalent to using an unordered list tag, and clicking the numbered list button is equivalent to using an ordered list tag. So what else can you do with ordered lists? Let's just put in type is equal to a. Let's go with that there. Save that, and there you go. Just put in a quick note about that. Sure, style is the right word, but you do. You can also have Roman numerals. It's very exciting. Save that and refresh that. That's Roman numerals. Just put in a very quick note about that. Attributes are always enclosed, the value of an attribute is always enclosed in inverted commas, that's important. Oops, that happened there. Somebody watching this video later on just see me walk around frantically in front of the camera. The other attributes that I want to look at, if I put it back to, I'll just put in type signal 1. I mean, I don't need to do that because it will default to that anyway. But it's easier to have numbers when we're talking about start values. Start attribute. Say for some reason you wanted to start at 6. So the first number will be 6, and it'll 7, 8, 9, 10. Save. Refresh. So that's how you control that. You just put a note there. A few other little bits and pieces before we finish off with bullets. There are a few other things as well. So we type is equal to 1, we type is equal to A. out for a second. That's type is equal to A, but you can also have type is equal to A, capital A. Like that. That gives that type of bullet. So that you can have Roman numerals, which is type is equal to I, which gives that, but you can also have type is equal to capital I. Oh, exciting. Just imagining I was running home today. Guess what I learned in college today? Just make sure that I haven't missed anything. I think I should start giving out stars to people. What do you reckon? I remember the big excitement of coming home from school and I got a star from the teacher.
Do it in Marion Square as well, yeah?
What?
You do it in Marion Square.
Marion Square?
Yeah, we're going to do that. Give us stars to our TDs.
Really?
Yeah, and then end up knocking on the head. So performing with their
For their performance.
the
Oh, they're going to have a performance review, yeah.
I know you come up from school with a scar.
The scar, not the star. I just want to see here if I've missed anything out from bullets.
If you try to put in X instead of the I, would it go X, Y, and comma?
If I try to put in what?
The starter
X?
at X.
Oh yeah, yeah, good, yeah. So that would be equivalent to starting. No, actually, I think you have to say starts equal to 10. We'll check it both ways. X is equivalent to the number 10 in Roman numerals. So this should now go X, Xi, Xiii, Xiv, Xv. And I'm not too sure if it works if you put in starts equal to X. I'd guess I would say it won't. No. So the start value, regardless of whether it's a letter or a number, the start value always has to be a number. So if you want to start at the fifth letter, you don't say start equal to E, you say start equal to 5. Just want to find the bit about bullets. Type. No, I think I've got everything. Okay, so that's bullets. The next thing, very quickly, is comments. We already had comments in CSS. You can have comments in every programming language, and I mean it's easy to make a comment. Technically, it's easy to make a comment. The difficult thing is making sure that you do make comments and making sure that you make them frequently. And remember that in the Web Authoring project, you get marks for commenting your code. So good programmers comment their code. That's the structure of a comment. So anything in here would be ignored by the browser. So what are the reasons again for commenting your code?
So people know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's almost unheard of to stay in the same job all your life, so you know if you're an HTML programmer, more than likely you're not going to be doing that forever, so somebody has to take over from you. And if you haven't commented your code, it's going to be very, very difficult for that person just to kind of get up to speed with that function when you leave, and then that person has to overtake your duties and maybe produce and update web pages. They find it really, really difficult to understand what was going on unless you had comments. So that's one very important reason for having comments. But the second reason is to help you yourself to understand, or not to understand, but to remember your code. Like I was looking at CSS code there that I haven't looked at for 2 weeks, I think it was, and I have to say that if those comments weren't there, I would have been struggling to remember. Like ultimately I would have remembered what it was for, but it would have taken me time to remember. So the comments can actually be time-saving devices, because if you're looking back at stuff that you've done before, if you have comments, you can understand straight away what's going on, whereas if you don't have comments, then you're going to have to spend a little bit of time figuring out, my God, what was I doing there? It might only take 5 or 10 minutes, but this time all adds up. So they're a good remembering device. So it's a really good habit to get into commenting your code. You should just do it. Like with those seatbelt, don't think about it, just do it. The last thing to do in Web Project 3 is mail to hyperlinks. We saw an example of that earlier on. It's where you click a link in a web page and it brings you automatically into your default mail client, which these days in most computers is Outlook Express, with the website or the email address of this company already entered in the to box. In other words, making it as easy as possible for you to contact them. So there's not going to be any mistakes in the email address because you didn't have to put it in, it goes in automatically. So if I click this link here, sales@jacksonsports.com, I know it's a hyperlink because it's in a different color, and when I point at it, I get the hyperlink symbol pointer. Click at it, and there's the email address pre-entered into the to box, meaning that I don't have to type it in. And then all I have to do is type a message, and then when I click send, it fires off there. So it's making it easy for your clients to contact you. Put this in here. Microsoft, and that's the result of the, oops, okay, I think I need to print screen that, so there's one come out. So let's just go and create a mail to actually delete that. further note type is equal to mail to, and then you put in the href, which is the email address. So use the anchor tag as if you're creating a hyperlink to the web page, and then you have to put in that text there, mail to, and then colon, and the next thing is the email address. So we just say alan@learning.com. Subtle text like that. The text will become the hyperlink, and then when you click the text, Outlook Express will open with that email address entered in the toolbox. So we just finish up with that.
Say if you want to send it to another one rather than sort of Outlook Express, say if you want to send it to
There's no control over that,
you know.
because it depends on the person who's viewing it, how they've set up their computer. So if they've used another mail client as their default program, that's what will open up. But you as a web designer have no control over that. We'll just use this text here. So those are the anchor tags. Then the opening anchor tag has href, but instead of index.html or something, it's href mail to colon and then the email address. So let's see if that works. Where's it gone?
You forgot the inverted commas at the end.
Did I? Okay. Very good. Okay, so it comes up, because I've done to the style related to hyperlinks, it comes up like that, default. I click that, and there we go. So I mean, it's a very commonly used thing. You see it on websites a lot, but it's very easy to set up. Okay, we didn't get to do the questions this week, so we start off with those next week, and we'll do our Dreamweaver as well next week. Thank you.
Thank you.